In this movie, we're going to be covering how to create an assembly using different configurations of the exact same part. In this case here, I've opened up 16.4-1, which is the same part from the last series of movies, which is 16.3. Now what I have is several configurations of the same part. So I have my default configuration here. I have a new configuration. I have new 2 configuration, and then I have this new 3 configuration. Basically, it's all the same part with just different input values in my design table. Now, if you want to add additional values, you can always go back to the table, edit the table, right-click on it, edit table, and just add another row to the table. Go ahead and click OK. Add another row to the table to add more configurations. So you can have really as many configurations as you need of that same part. When you're happy with the changes you're going to make, click, come back to the main SolidWorks environment, and now ready to create an assembly. Now, go up to File, Make Assembly from Part, brand new assembly here. And first things first, I'm going to bring in that first part, click OK, and here's my assembly. Now, first thing, before I do anything else, is go ahead and click on Save. In this case here, I'm going to call this 16.4 assembly and go ahead and click on Save. Go ahead and save the component, and there it is. Now, if I click on Window, Tile Horizontally, what I can do is I can bring in, here's my assembly, here's my part. I can drag and drop parts into my assembly really easily. Now, this can be assembly of just these parts themselves, or it could be really any assembly that has multiple parts, and you just want to bring in multiple configurations of the same part. Well, what I can do over here is, in my original part, I can click on the different versions of it. Then as I bring that into the original assembly, it just brings in a different configuration of the same part. Same thing, click on New. Here it is again, drag that thing in. And you get all those different configurations. You can have each one and just drag and drop again into this assembly. So I have all the different versions of that same part represented. When I'm done, click on Expand, and you can see I can start building an assembly here from these components. They all look very different, but really they're the same part. And if you look over here, you can see they're all 16.4-1, and you have the different versions of it, and you can see which configurations, stuff like that, you'll be using. New 3, default, and new 2. And so it tells you which version of that part you're using. If you want to flip from one to the other, what you can do is click on any one of the components. And if you come up here to the very end, which is called Component Properties, it allows you to choose a different version. Just simply pick the version, click OK, and that part automatically changes to the different version. Again, click on there, come down to the Component Properties, click on Default, click OK, and that part automatically changes. So it's a really great way. If you have multiple configurations of the same part, you can bring one into the design. If the design evolves, you need a different length. A great example is maybe using a bolt that has different lengths. Maybe it's got a 1 inch, or 1.5 inches, and a 2 inch, and you're working through the design changes, the parts get thicker, you need to change to a different length. Just as easy, choose the part, click on the part, come down to Component Properties, pick a different length, and away you go. Really quick way to create complex assemblies using the design tables and part configurations.